3.6 is just a few weeks away, and so is the first half character, Evernight. So in this video, I'm going to be taking over everything you do need to know in order to pre-farm her, including her materials for traces, ascended shadow materials, the general enemy materials, one echo of war, and some relic recommendations and disclaimers on what you should wait on. With that being said, let's get into it. So with common materials, as usual, you do need about 290 purple books and 3.9 million credits. Tracks of Destiny as a 5-star character, she's going to need 8. And for the common materials, she's going to be using these ones right here. And you need a total of 56 of the green ones, 71 of the blue ones, and 73 of the purple ones. And 4 has been out when these mats have been out for enough time now. You probably have enough, but if you don't or you're newer, just go ahead and set it for your assignments, so you can constantly fill up the green one as you do go on. And if we do get close to the release date, let's say you're watching this in 2 weeks from now of upload, you can just track the enemy as it does say black tide creatures at equilibrium level. The higher equilibrium level, the better the drops. So at 4 or higher, you get the max. And you can easily farm this and get it out of the way. The stagnant shadow material is going to be the one from the shape of sirens in Styxia. This one right here, you do need a total of 65 of these. Stagnant shadow is very easy to get out of the way, so this is the best thing to do first, so you can just get it out the way and be good to go, and you can just kind of forget about it. Once you get 65, again, you forget about it. You can go on farming your day with farming more relics or farming more traces. It's really easy and just recommended to get this out the way first for stamina related activities. The trace material is going to be the one from the Bud of Remembrance. This is the only one we do have. There's not going to be a new one added, and you need a total of 18 of the green ones, 69 of the blue ones, and 139 of the purple ones. Traces are extremely cringe, so the moment you finish Stagnant Shadow, I definitely recommend hopping on this as soon as possible. There, again, is a little over 2 weeks. So there's a chance you might not even finish this. You'd have to practically just dump every day into this. And so with such a short period of time left, you just want to get on it as soon as possible. The Echo of Moral material is going to be the one from the Glance of Twilight. You do need a total of 12 of these. Been in the game for a while, you can just use your clears if you're low like me. At highest equilibrium, you get 3 per run. I don't know how much it is in lower ones, but again, it's relatively easy to get that out the way as well. For relic sets, there's going to be a brand new one in 3.6 that you are going to want to wait for when you do want to farm for her. It is going to be our best in slot. As we take a look at what it does, 2-piece gives 8% crit rate, and the 4-piece after wearer uses basic attack or skill. If the wearer's memo spray is on field, increases max HP of the wearer and their memo spray by 24. And increases all allies' damage by 15% until the wearer's next basic attack or skill. She is a crit DPS, so that extra 8% crit rate is going to make her even easier to build, especially paired with the 35% crit rate she has in her base kit. She also does scale off HP, so the 24% increase in max HP for both her and her memo spray is going to significantly impact her damage. And as she's also a sub-DPS coder character, you know you can use her with Castress. The extra 15% damage is going to increase her damage, Hyacint's damage, Triby's damage, and so on. And if you're running around Hyper Carry, again, still applies to Triby, Hyacint, and whatever setup you're doing. So it's both a increase to her damage, making her easier to build, and also a supportive set at the same time, which is why it is her best in slot. Unfortunately, when it comes to current relic sets you can use, there isn't too many options. You can use a 4-piece max HP set. The only downside is it doesn't apply to Memo Sprite. 2-piece increases max HP by 12%. 4-piece when the wearer is hit or has their HP consumed by an ally themselves, they have a crit rate increase by 8% up to 2 stacks for 2 turns. So 16% crit rate and 12% max HP, it's really only going to be good for her because again, the crit rate doesn't apply to her Memo Spray, unfortunately. But if you have really good pieces of the set laying around, it can definitely be one you do use. The 2-piece especially is very helpful. And outside of this, it's 2-piece, but there really isn't that many options for 2-piece as well. You can do something like 2-piece Wave Strider for the 16% crit damage, combine that with 2-piece Scholar for 8% crit rate, 2-piece of one of those, and 2-piece of the Ice set as well for 10% Ice damage dealt. As she is an Ice character, it's going to benefit her. There's very niche setups, but you can do 2-piece speed. Most builds don't actually want to run that, but you can do it with Hackerspace, Relieved Ordeal, or Warrior Goddess. Again, this is only if you're doing a hyperspeed sparkle. This is only if you're doing a hyperspeed wacky setup, which again is really not recommended for her. It can work, and there are setups where it does work, but usually it is not recommended. I'm only throwing that out there as a replacement idea. Once again, there are ways to make it work, but just running a slower one is going to be ideal, especially since you constantly refresh the Memo Sprite, and you want to get as much damage as possible on the detonations. For platinum ornaments, there really is only one option, and that is the bone set. 12% max HP increase, and having 5,000 max HP or higher gives wearer and their members by 28% crit damage. So extra max HP and 5,000 or higher max HP is gonna be zero problems with Evernight, as you need a lot more than that anyways. So it just becomes a free 12% max HP, which technically makes the set easier to get, and also 28% increase to wear and their memo sprite. Best thing you can do is to focus on her damage, so that's why you don't really want to focus on a supportive set. It's just a waste, and it's better to just use this set for her own personal damage on the teams. Again, for a quick reiteration, you do need these mats down here for the general materials: 56 green ones, 71 blue ones, 73 purple ones, 290 purple books, and 3.9 million credits in order to take it from level 1 to 80 and max out all our traces. 8 tracks of destiny. Stagnant Shadow is the one from the Shape of Sirens. You need a total of 65 of these, which you should get done right away. Trace material is Bud of Remembrance, and you need a total of 18 green ones, 69 blue ones, and 139 purple ones. Start on this as soon as possible after Stagnant Shadow, as there isn't much time left as I'm recording this video. Echo War material is going to be from the Glands of Twilight. You need 12 of these, which is very easy to also get out of the way. Just use your weekly runs on this boss, and you will be good to go. For relic sets, again, really just wait on the new set I talked about previously, because there is no set that's going to perform near that. However, there actually is one more set I forgot to mention previously, and that is the Poet set. 2-piece cannot be used, and the 4-piece decreases wearer speed by 8%. Before entering battle, if wearer speed is lower than 110/95, wearer's crit rate increases by 20%/32%, and also applies to the wearer's memo sprite. This isn't as strong, as she does already have a lot of crit access. She gives herself 35%, she has her own traces. So crit rate is not really a stat you want to focus on, and you can very easily overcap with this. But let's say you have pieces that have just stacked crit damage, stacked HP percent, then you definitely can focus on this, because her base speed is at 99 and she doesn't have speed traces. So when you do get the decreased 8% wearer speed, you do go below 95, getting the full effect. And when you're in battle, any speed buffs don't affect the set. It's just before going into battle. So the speed percentage buffs she does have for herself in battle is not going to impact the set. So if you have really good pieces with a bunch of crit damage, bunch of HP percent, then this is definitely a set you can use to consider. It's not going to be better than the other one. And then again, 2-piece, 2-piece Wave Shredder, 2-piece Scholar, so pretty much just 2-piece crit. 2-piece of one of those, and 2-piece of the ice set, or the niche 2-piece Hackerspace, Relieves Ordeal, or Warrior Goddess if you're trying to go for a really fast Evernight. Again, ideally not recommended. Platter ornaments, again, I would say a supportive set is possible, but you really don't want to. It's only possible if you are using it with Castress, but you don't want to sacrifice your damage for that, so you might as well, and you really should just run Bone instead. 12% max HP, 5,000 or higher max HP, which isn't a problem. Again, wears and their member sprite, crit damage increases by 28%. So free 28% increase to crit damage and 12% max HP increase, again, is going to impact her damage the most, and is definitely what you want to focus on. That does wrap it up. That is the full preform guide for Evernight. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, drop a like, I would greatly appreciate it. If you're new to the channel or haven't done so already, be sure to subscribe and turn the bell for future videos like this, along with all the types of style content, and I'll see you later. Peace out.